Technology predictions in higher education. We are going to discuss how the many factors, such as the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, has placed the advanced changes in technology on the structure of education. Three questions that will be discussed are: how has this shaped the new learning environment? Ways we have adapted to this new futuristic outlook, and how we plan to show a successful continuation of the new innovative procedures and process within education. So let's answer the question, how has this shaped the new learning environment? Well, five important trends that relate to technology education are social, technological, economic, environmental, and political. Now we're going to look at how do the five trends relate to technology in higher education. Social works with remote and work learning, where we are widening the digital divide and assessing mental health issues. Technological would be the widespread adoption of hybrid learning models, the increased use of learning technologies, and the online faculty development. Economic focuses on the decreasing higher education funding, the demand for new and different workforce skills, and addressing the uncertainty in the economic models. Environmental looks into the climate change, the reduction in work travel, and the sustainable development. Whereas with political, we show their increase in online globalization. Within the scope of these five trends, teachers should understand how to develop and provide supportive learning environments for their students. Teachers can apply this understanding to create activities that facilitate both individual and collaborative learning, while also promoting positive social interaction between students of different backgrounds. Valuing a student's input will allow them opportunities to provide input and listening attentively and responsively. Teachers should support students in developing self motivation, assisting them with problem solving, decision making, and exploration within a safe and validating environment. Teachers also engage appropriately with local and global communities to provide diverse learning environments, opportunities for all students. Teachers should be able to assess these and more values while looking and promoting online and e learning. Now to discuss the second question of our higher education and technology learning. These are components to the technologies and practices that we implement with our online and blended learning. The question we asked was ways we have adapted to this new futuristic outlook. One would be the artificial intelligence, or AI for short. This is used to address current challenges in teaching, learning, and learner success. Also, rethinking the curriculum and academic programs. Blended and hybrid course models. Installation of technology in the classroom. Educating teachers on its uses, and presenting a continuous pattern even after the pandemic. This third one is learning analytics, which gives early warning alerts on student performance, helps to visualize dashboards to help interpret student data and patterns. More components to the technologies and practices are micro-credentialing, which are programs of study that verify and validate specific skills that have been achieved. Open educational resources, or OER for short, and it keeps content current online and updated quickly. Empower instructors and students by promoting learning and aligned to curriculum. Students save money, develop own resources, and independently or collaboration with their instructors. Quality online learning would be the school's use of strategies such as templates, self-directed courses, consolation, resource hubs, and much more. To answer our final question on how the pandemic shaped technology in higher education, the question was how we plan to show a successful continuation of the new innovative procedures and process within education. Well, we have four scenarios that influence higher education and its functions. The first is growth, a scenario that takes current trajectories into a future in which higher education largely flourishes but leaves some of its issues inadequately addressed. And the second is constraint, in which higher education continues but with a diminished role. The third is collapse, a scenario in which higher education is beset by rapid breakdowns and forces of change outside its control. And scenario number four, finally, in the transformation scenario, higher education establishes a successful new model for itself. Here is a short snippet of a video titled Future of Higher Education that talks about technology predictions in higher education right after the start of the pandemic.
With all education now virtual, e-learning is having a moment. When students were sent home mid-semester, American higher ed began what was essentially a nationwide experiment. In the space of 3 weeks, all learning was moved from the classroom to the internet. This has accelerated the trend towards online education and raised more fundamental questions about the value of a college degree.
College students suing Drexel University, the University of Miami, and others, saying online learning is no replacement for a bricks and mortar on-campus experience.
What will be the lasting legacy of COVID-19 for higher education?
With all education now virtual, e-learning is having a moment. When students were sent home mid-semester, American higher ed began what was essentially a nationwide experiment. In the space of
This video describes some of the issues that higher education was experiencing right after the pandemic because of such short notice on the trend of blending into e-learning prior to having traditional courses caused many to be confused about how to implement it or strategize on how to push forward with the new technology advances. Well, now we have a proper way of using these technologies within the classroom, but are we effectively using them correctly? Student learning model for excellence. Here is a short snippet of a student learning model and its core values as to if they are used correctly, we tend to have a promising outcome. So one would be the mission, vision, and core values. Two, ethics and professional norms. Three, equity and cultural responsiveness. Four, curriculum, instruction, and assessment. Five, community of care and support for students. Six, professional capacity of the school's personnel. Seven, professional community for teachers and staff. Eight, meaningful engagement of families and communities. Nine, operations and management. And 10, school improvements. With some of these things put into place in the student learning model, this helps to promote excellence and supportiveness for the students throughout their successful school career. Here we have the education model for technology. We'll need to include the following to be effective and efficient. First, building a strong network of peers and professors. Next, providing academic and non-academic support through the digital platforms. And lastly, being able to include real-world applications of skills such as virtual reality simulations and exposing students to practice skills in real-world scenarios virtually. Students love technology. Students love to be online. Students love devices, but a student still needs to be reminded of the strong connection that the world of technology has with the course content that may be instructed to them at the current moment. So providing them these digital platforms, we must be able to still connect what happens in the real world along with what's happening in the classroom. So being able to efficiently and most definitely effectively use these models in the classroom correctly, students will have the most promising future needed moving forward. Thank you, and here are some references that was used to help extend my learning throughout the course of this video and content. Thank you.